Parliament TV, and we're coming to you live on channel 408. And of course, the Minister of Finance has just delivered the budget speech for the 2026 financial year. Of course, we know that speech is motivated by the President's State of the Nation address, which was delivered on the 12th of February. I think when we explained here on Parliament TV, said the president will outline the programs of government for the year, and then we'll have today the minister putting up finances on the programs that had been announced by the president. And just to look at some of what the minister had to say, he spoke strongly on issues of revenue and tax changes, also announcing some relief measures, where we see that the 20 billion in proposed tax the increases has been withdrawn. He also spoke on personal income brackets, which have been fully adjusted for inflation. But another thing that he spoke to when he talked on the sin tax was the increase firstly in cigarettes, which I highly welcome, because the cigarette pack will now move from 22, has been increased from 22 rand 81 cents to 23 rand 58 cents per pack. And also the beer goes up with 8 cents. The wine goes up with 15 cents, and the spirits go up with 3 rand 20. And of course, fuel levies increase will be in line with the inflation.
Now, of course, the minister had to focus on social spending. And what does that mean for you as a South African that is a beneficiary of the social grant system? And that means that for the old age and disability grants, you have plus 80 rands more, which means that you will have 2,400 rand. And for the child support grant, that has increased by 20 rand, bringing it to 580. The SRD grant continues in its current form. Now, of course, when we talk about education, which is very important since we had the Bella Act enacted as well, there is a 23.7% of total expenditure. And when it comes to ECD, the expansion for 300,000 additional children. And of course, the school nutrition program, which is now aligned to food inflation, which a lot of children in impoverished communities depend on.
As you would have seen in our build-up, I had an opportunity to speak to a Mamu Mamgwevu from Lang, and she had called for the minister to put an increase in the pensioners' social grants. So I'm sure she will be happy when I visit her this afternoon to give her feedback on what the minister had said in relation to the social grants. Now, another issue that the minister spoke to was the issue of peace, security, and governance. And you know, if you remember very well, when the president addressed the nation, he had indicated that there will be deployment of soldiers in crime-ridden areas, provinces such as your Western Cape, Gauteng, to deal with issues of illegal mining, and later announcing that Eastern Cape will also benefit from the deployment of soldiers. So for 2026, 2027, 28, 29, the minister has put aside 291.2 billion just to make sure that those announcements that were made by the president are funding. And this funding boost will assist with policing, it will assist with the deployment of the South African National Defence Force, as I've indicated. It will also assist even with Border Management Authority, as well as the Office of the Chief Justice.
Now, of course, in addition to that, especially in the State of the Nation address, the president did highlight the importance of capacitating municipalities. As we know, we have infrastructure that is dilapidating, and service delivery is quite questionable when we look at our different communities. Of course, the budget had to speak to that in terms of local government reform. And the minister announced that 63% of municipalities are in financial distress. And of course, there will be a new performance-linked funding model when it comes to local municipalities. Furthermore, 27.7 billion rand has been allocated for metro trading services reform. And of course, when it comes to municipal infrastructure grant, there will be a reform there in terms of the direct versus the indirect delivery model. Of course, the term there that the minister used was a strong accountability push, just as we had from the president's commitment when he delivered the State of the Nation address.
There are many more commitments that had been made by the Minister of Finance, but if you want to access the full speech, you can go to www.parliament.gov.za. It is also available on www.treasury.gov.za. You should be able to get a full speech there to read for yourself.
And of course, for Parliament, it means that the work starts now within the committees that will hold the various departments accountable in terms of the money that has been allocated, ensuring that every cent goes to its deserved course.
Sure.
And of course, you can watch all those engagements right here on Parliament TV and on our YouTube channel, and also engage with us at Parliament of RSA. It is, of course, your Parliament, your voice, your future.
Kamalam, ndinguThembi Nkosi Ngoma, and from me, it's a goodbye.
Like Alivitse Ketepamori, and from ourselves and the team behind the scenes. Bye bye.